Jim's way out on the timeline. Hello.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series rewatch and recap extravaganza, where every week, myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my intrepid co-host...
Hey, how's it going? It's Al Hirt here, everyone.
Mr. Al Hirt, coming in to talk about an episode of Star Trek, the original series. We started this last year with season 1 of TOS, as the dorks call it.
Yeah, the original
series. And
gotta keep it accurate.
All in service of eventually maybe talking about Next Generation, but we wanted to do the original series first.
Yeah. And no, the way this all started, you always say is you were watching the original series remastered on Paramount Plus when you were sick.
During COVID,
during the pandemic.
When I had COVID, I watched most.
Did you finish them or no?
No, God, no. I watched like 30 episodes, and then I was like, well, I'm probably going to do a podcast about this, so I'm not going to watch them all again. And then I took a break. But so yeah, every week we get together in the depths of the San Fernando Valley, just off Otto Row, to discuss a great classic science fiction series. And I think we've learned a lot about the origins of a lot of Star Trek stuff, obviously.
The origins of a bunch of sci-fi shit in general.
A bunch of sci-fi tropes.
A bunch of tropes.
It's been a really good exploration of where Star Trek all started. And it was good that you mentioned that we watched the remasters on Paramount Plus, because that's what we're talking about, is the HD remasters that have the new effects.
And for those who are still listening, thank you. It's been a very long time.
Welcome.
We're halfway through season 2, on the latter half, I'd say.
We're in the back half of season 2, and I don't know what, I'm not paying attention, but
good. It got really, really good.
I feel like, the series, Star Trek is very good, but also we're coming up on
compared to season 1, these are comparatively the worst. I mean, one of the bad ones is now Who Mourns for Adonis. Like, that episode's kind of aging more and more poorly as we watch more and more to the great episodes that have been coming out.
Yeah. So I think that we're coming up on episode 50 of the podcast, actually. We're just
really?
about, I think this is like 44 or something. So yeah, Trek in the Valley, thanks for coming out.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Please keep listening, and let's get into it. So last week, first off, I also want to say, if my voice sounds weird, I'm not going through extra puberty. I had a terrible issue with my sinuses yesterday, and I fucked my throat up, so I sound like a maniac. So that's what's up with that. Dude. Yes. Hey guys. Hey everybody. Hey,
actually, this is kind of in theme of what's going on here with this episode, anyway.
Right?
So,
I mean, I didn't have a virus, but I was sick. So there you go. Maybe I have a galaxy-eating amoeba living in my sinuses.
Yeah, maybe you're in the way. Who knows? Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, hold on.
That's what this episode. Oh,
fascinating.
Oh yeah, we got the soundboard here.
My wife got me a MIDI controller for my studio for Christmas, and I learned how to program it with Star Trek sounds. So every once in a while, you might get one of those. So last week we discussed a piece of the action.
Yes.
What do you remember? What were your highlights? What did you love about, like or hate about a piece of the action that you can remember?
Yeah, that was right. Okay, I was just trying to remember. It's that whole place where the whole planet decides to cosplay as mafiosos.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Yeah. I had never thought of that.
For years. They don't stop. I think it kind of reminded me, actually, there's like GTA Online servers where everybody like took their job seriously, and like people were actual doctors. People were actually like trying to stop criminals, and there was actual cops and robbers online, and it got really weird.
Wow, that sounds
because people took it way too seriously.
People took a video game online too seriously?
Yes, breaking news, right?
GTFOH.
Anyways, it was all right. I think it was more of a, hey, let's a throwback. Let's do some cool shit. I want to see Spock in a suit with the Tommy gun.
Good eye. It really does seem like sometimes the period piece episodes or whatever are an excuse to like, hey, we're on the Paramount lot. Let's we got all these mobster costumes. Yeah. They're like, writers, go see what costumes they have for next year.
Yeah, seriously.
It's funny because I actually, when we do foster cat stuff for a foster cat place that's way south of here in LA, and whenever we go down there, we drive past the Paramount lot where they and they like have a big sign that says this is the Star Trek the original series lot, basically, and it's like they just had Gangster Planet stuff around. And that's what I was worried about. Like, I always knew it was Gangster Planet because I watched all these many, many years ago.
Yeah.
But I thought for a second it was time travel, and so I was less interested because I haven't been like, time travel's hit or miss with Star Trek, I think, and then when it turned out it was Gangster Planet, it's like, no, this shit is fire. Like, Gangster Planet is good.
But it's not whales,
Yeah, exactly. It's not nuclear vessels.
Yeah. It's not there. Yeah, we already passed all that. So
do you remember what rating you gave it?
No, I thought it was. Yeah, I think it was like 3.5 out of 5.
I think I gave it 4 Tommy guns.
Yeah, we measured in Tommy guns.
And this week,
or no, what is it? What are those? Has fedoras.
Or fedoras, yes.
Yeah.
4 fedoras. This week we will be rating in space amoebas at the end. You'll know how many giant space amoebas, which brings us to this week's episode, which is episode 18 of Star Trek, the original series, season 2.
When did it air?
Well, first off, it's called The Immunity Syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
You're so excited about the air date. I love it. And it aired on January 19th, 1968. So just about 60-something years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We're kind of, it's kind of a happy coincidence that we synced up with the release date anniversaries of a lot of these episodes. And here's the synopsis from our wonderful scribe at Paramount Plus that writes these. A giant space amoeba threatens the entire galaxy. Spoiler alert. They do that a lot with those.
Yeah.
They're like, if this person were writing the description of Wrath of Khan, they would be like, Spock dies after fighting Khan. Spock dies after fighting Khan. Kirk yells. End of summary. And so basically, this episode starts. Why does it keep trying to get me to watch the episode that I didn't have selected? God damn it. So basically, this starts as so many episodes of Star Trek, the original series do.
Well, yeah, we started noticing, a pattern where the less that the Trek crew is on another planet, the better the episode seems to be. It really
feels like it really does.
We both rage hard for Balance of Terror. That's definitely one of the best episodes.
It just feels like, and so I go back and forth on this because I always thought that I didn't really like the Star Trek movies or episodes where they're not on the Enterprise, right? Mm. And then I remembered, except they're not on the fucking Enterprise for Voyage Home. And that's like my favorite Star Trek movie. They're on a fucking the Bird of Prey or whatever, or the Klingon ship that they retrofit. And so then I started thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I don't hate it when they're off the ship. But yes, in original series, it really feels like the dramatic sci-fi shit happens on the Enterprise.
This just felt new, I guess, in terms of, especially around the beginning, just heights of, awkwardness and just uncomfort and just being weirded out and not knowing what's going to happen. I think that's definitely the best one, though.
It is a very tense, mysterious episode.
Yeah.
And nobody has any fucking idea what's going on the whole time. And to the point where that's one of the things that Kirk is so upset about is like none of the scientists that he's surrounded by, not Spock, not Bones, not Scotty.
It's nobody like a reoccurring gag.
Nobody has any idea what's going on.
They're all trying to fix it, but they don't know how it happened. But it immediately kicks off with them. What were they checking? They're checking some. Oh, they were going to take a break.
They were on their way to shore leave.
Yeah.
And Kirk even says, I'm looking forward to shore leave on some beautiful planet.
I can't wait to chill out.
On some beautiful planet. And then they get a message that from Starbase 6 that sends them sector coordinates. And then Spock has a brain seizure.
Yeah, it looks... And the look on his face is just so funny, but so terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, look at him.
And his eyebrows are just yoinked right up.
So here's what's going on. Spock is looking through the scanner, and he's trying to find the coordinates that were sent to Uhura from Starbase 6, and he has a headache, and then he says, there's a Vulcan ship. 400 Vulcans just died.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, wow. What? That's, they almost don't believe him at first.
No, yeah, they don't. Bones definitely doesn't.
And then Spock says, I know what 400 Vulcans going into the void of uncertainty and death. It sounds like he's really, it's a hot start. It's hot start.
Hot start. I mean, it's, what was it? And also, though, right after that, Kirk keeps looking for another starship in that sector.
Dude, yeah, he's
and it's not there.
Starfleet is like, you got to go check this out. And he's like, we're exhausted. We were just on our way to R&R. And they're like, nah, you're the only one. You got to go. So now the Enterprise needs to saddle up. Well, they are the flagship.
Right.
So he can't be too upset. And this leads into the big kickoff before it goes to the title sequence.
Right.
Because Chekhov took over Spock's duties scanning. And he's scanning for the Gamma 7A system where they got the message from. And he says, the strangest thing, he says, it's dead, sir. And Kirk is like, it's dead? And Scotty and Chekhov says, yeah, it's dead. And then Kirk's like, that was a fourth magnitude sun. There are billions of inhabitants there. What? It is dead? And so here's what I don't.
It's just gone.
Yeah, that's a weird. So they've had this happen before.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What the fuck what does it's dead mean?
I don't know.
That's a dumb way to put it. I don't like
maybe it's gone is probably a better way to say it. A better take.
Because to say it's dead implies that it was killed or whatever, and it's like it's just not. There's no readings.
Maybe
he's jumping to the conclusion,
but also though it's space.
It's gone, is what you say. To say it's dead, it's very strange.
Maybe you'll see pieces of it, but you wouldn't see pieces of it.
No, because they were absorbed by it. Spoiler alert from Paramount Plus: Space Amoeba got him. And so then we get the intro, and it's delightful as always. And that's kind of what we do on this show. We watch the episode and talk through it and have a lot of fun. It's great. Now, the
Unity Syndrome.
Spock says, and the great title card. Great, great title card.
At the end.
And that's the other thing. A lot of these titles, they don't really make sense until the last second. Yeah. And honestly, the Immunity Syndrome is they have to make the galaxy immune to this amoeba by killing it because it's going to destroy everything. Now, so Bones comes in and says, so the Intrepid was destroyed. And Spock was like, I sensed it die. I fucking told you, dude.
He's like, but how'd you know?
And
he even just explains to him.
Yeah, this is where I got ahead of myself.
Hear the death screams of 400 Vulcan minds. That's what he says.
And before that, he even said, crying
out over the distance between us.
400 Vulcan minds crying out over the distance between us. And he opened that line by saying, even I, a half Vulcan.
Yeah,
so like a full-blooded Vulcan would have been like,
Yeah, maybe that's why he just got the headache and not, the scream.
And then Bones he continues to not believe him. Bones says even a Vulcan can't feel a starship die. And if I was Spock at this point, I'd be like, listen, motherfucker, I just felt 400 of my people die. A, B, you didn't believe me, and then you came in here. You Bones came in here and told me that the starship had been destroyed.
Yeah.
So now you're saying that I couldn't sense it, but how would I have known? Are you accusing me, Spock, of destroying a starship with my mind, Bones? Is that what you're doing, McCoy? 400 Vulcans. Man, so that's what. So basically, they're saying this. Spock is saying that he. We fast forwarded it through it. I got so excited about that last part. So basically,
it's a very big isn't it a Stalin quote that he says where it's like you'd rather find the death of one man is a tragedy, the death of a million is a statistic. Where it's like when you hear people like die in a bunch of numbers, like it's more, what is it? Casual.
Yeah, Spock says, I've noticed that about your people, Doctor. You find it easier to understand the death of one than the death of a million.
Yeah.
And
they both kind of get into it though about like, hey, how do you know what I do, or who's right and who's wrong about who died? It gets immediately, like you said, it's really dark of them just arguing about how they know
perceiving the deaths of people.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want to say about they really give it away. Like, we don't know it's a space amoeba until like the last 10 minutes or whatever, and they just say space amoeba in the summary.
Well, that's what makes this so crazy. I mean, other than Paramount Plus spoiling it, you kind of just see right as Spock goes back up to the bridge, they're all going through space, trying to figure out where that system went.
Yep,
because it's dead. But then there's this black blotch on the screen.
They just find this big black blotch, right? and they don't know that it's the amoeba yet, but it's just in the path of travel to the destroyed galaxy. They think it must be related,
something related. But wouldn't it be funny if like Spock or Kirk was like, "Hey, check off, please, windshield wipers, please. Like, there's a stain on the view screen.
Send somebody out with a rag."
He's like, "No, Scotty, that's not a stain."
Scotty, and they rule it out being a dust cloud because Kirk says, no, you could see stars through a dust cloud. Kirk is pretty smart sometimes. And they can't get any fucking readings from the thing. And then they send a probe out, and the probe
that's right,
screeches at him like a motherfucker.
Was it like some weird feedback or something?
Yeah, it's a weird feedback loop. And I think this is where Uhura gets so dizzy. Uhura gets up and then she gets dizzy and she almost falls over.
Half of the crew like pass out or like collapse, I think.
Dude, it's like you're reading my notes,
freaky.
Man. Half of the crew kind of faints. And then Bones is like, Kirk, everybody's fainting. And Kirk is like, but Uhura, do you need her to come down to sickbay? She just got really dizzy. And Bones is like, not if she's not actually sick. I mean, I got my hands full down here.
Yeah, he's got like a queue at the door. And there's, the nurse Nurse Chapman?
Nurse Chapel.
Chapel. She's just, giving everybody shots in the back.
She's giving them all stimulants.
Yes. That's right. They're all on drugs to like stay alive.
It reminds me of
I'm using Adderall,
the C-Lab 2021 episode, Stimutax, where everybody on C-Labs is taking pills. They're
kind of getting drained of life, I guess.
They're nervous. He says they're nervous. Bones says they're nervous, weak, and irritable. And it hit them like a shot in a moment, like a balloon popping. I'm giving them stimulants to keep them on their feet. And so they're all just blasting rails. They're just shooting up.
What's with the balloon popping thing?
Well, it was a gunshot? Like an instant. Like everybody was just walking around just fine. And then they all fell over.
Dang.
And now this is where we get Kirk is really tired.
Yeah, again, it's already kind of weird.
Yeah, this is the third time that Kirk has asked Spock for an update, and Spock hasn't had sufficient data. And it's like, this is beyond our understanding, Spock says, so then Spock says, I'll tell you what it isn't. It isn't liquid, gaseous, or solid, despite that we can see through it. It's not a galactic nebula. It activated our deflectors. It must be some sort of energy. Is it possible that this killed our solar system? Very possible.
Fascinating.
Basically, that all this black splotch is their only hints of what happened to that system, basically.
And they're not even to the system yet. This is like they're on their way to it, and this is directly in their path. It's like you bump into somebody who's leaving somewhere. Like, hey, this is weird, huh? And so they're gonna probe it, and then Kirk gets faint. And then we get one of the first. We get Chekhov is when they're shooting the probe. Chekhov says it's about to penetrate the zone. Gross. Chekhov, you're disgusting.
Yeah, I guess they're just. I don't know. It's all just creepy, and they're just weirded out by this black splotch in space.
Penetration of the zone in 1 minute 7 seconds.
So the drone's shooting in, and then all of a sudden that feedback noise happens again.
Didn't you learn from the last probe you sent in?
I don't know. It's just, this feels like more dead ends. So it feels like they're kind of panicking, shoot drones at it, right?
They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Probes. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Probes. So Kirk doesn't want anyone on the bridge collapsing, so you better get Bones up there to blast him in the arm with go juice.
Yeah, everybody has stimulants now.
And that's important to remember because the tensions get really high, right? And then when you think about it, they're all just gacked to the nines. They're really high on space coke.
Space roids.
Space arm juice. Kirk is mad at Scotty, so Bones gives him a shot without telling him what it is first, and then he shoots up the entire bridge crew. Kirk is just so frustrated with everybody that can't help him. And then he says he has a similar issue with Bones that he had with Spock earlier, and he says they have a creeping paralysis coming about the ship. So this is it almost feels like an Edgar Allan Poe story, kind of. The ship is sort of
wrong.
The ship is all confined and claustrophobic all of a sudden. It's a ship of 400 people, but as soon as there's anything crazy happening with all of them, it gets really tight and tense. And then you throw on a bunch of shots of Crank, and that really changes things.
Ups the ante for sure.
So they cross the boundary layer into this area, and Kirk says, "What boundary?" And Spock says, "The boundary from where we were and where we are." And Kirk says, "Are you trying to be funny?" And Spock says, "That wouldn't even occur to me." Spock, you know what you're doing, man.
It's just the ship's starting to kind of get, dragged into it, and the energy in the ship starting to, lose its power.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to that shit yet.
Yeah,
Scotty's got to figure out. So they've started losing power, and so it's basically just like the people. The ship is now losing power too. It's like something drains energy from just whatever
it's just
the fuck.
Super inexplicable.
And
at the moment, the way they set it up, it's really, really interesting.
And then it's Bones who's so helpful. Kirk asks Spock, you got any options for me? Spock's like, no, I told you what it ain't. And then Bones is like, it seems as they draw closer to the source of the power that they've found, they start losing more power and it gets stronger.
So yeah, immediately though, don't they try to just turn the ship around and fly away?
Yes.
And then they get pulled.
Well, before that,
right?
Before that happens, though, Bones has the incredible when Kirk says, "Bones, what do you think we should do? What do you recommend?" Oh my God! Bones steps up and says, "I recommend survival."
Oh, there we go.
Fucking shit, Bones, you unhelpful, folksy motherfucker. And he says, "Let's get out of here." They try to get out of there. They try to back up, but it just ends up lurching them forward.
Yeah, and then it's while Kirk is talking to Scotty, and they're trying to get the hell out of there, and they're getting dragged back in, and Spock is telling Kirk, "Hey, we're getting dragged back in," and he goes, "Well, if we're trying to go backwards, then why don't we try going forwards?
Yeah, so here's
maybe it'll have the opposite effect."
Yeah, so
what the hell are you saying?
Well, first off, how can you tell if I don't understand how you can.
No, maybe from the center of whatever they're going into, right? I think that's what they were thinking.
Oh yeah,
if there is a center.
I mean, my issue with this starts even earlier when Kirk is like, "But Scotty, you said you put us in reverse, and that was a forward lurch." You're in space, dude. How can you tell if it's
Mm.
forward or backward in space? I guess maybe I'm an idiot and I'm like
the nose of the shit. I don't know.
Right? And then
there's like infinite directions you can go in space.
And then that's when I think Spock suggests, hey, if going forward made us go backwards, we should go backwards to go forwards or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So then Scotty, basically this sets up Scotty's whole deal now for the rest of the episode is he's just going forward to back away from the center of this dark cloud of nothingness that they're in. And I think that's great. Like, because the thing is draining their energy, and they also have to really imagine if you're in a car and something's pulling you forward and you just have to stand on the fucking gas in reverse
while you're on
while you're high as hell on crack or whatever the fuck on that mystery that amphetamine that's and it's like future amphetamine, so it's real good and there won't be any side effects except you get irritable. So they're all high still. And they're trying to figure out how to get away from this thing that they keep getting pulled closer to. And then Bones says, according to the life monitors, we're dying. We're all dying. That's a great sting to a commercial.
No, and of course, then it's rather than Bones going, Jim, he's dead, he's saying, we're all dead,
Yes. And they eventually try to pull. They're trying to pull away, and Bones is saying, "Look, the deeper we go into this zone of darkness." So that's another great thing they've said. We've got zone of darkness.
Zone of darkness.
We've got creeping paralysis. There's a lot of great black metal song titles in this episode.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really well written.
Right? It's very poetic, and even Bones needs stimulants.
Well, now they're all in the what is it called? The briefing room. They're having a chief of staff meeting.
Yeah, basically, it's like a manager's. It's like a meeting. Department heads, senior staff.
Senior staff meeting. That's what it is. Yes.
So we can't forget that before the Enterprise got here, there was a Vulcan ship, the Intrepid, that exploded, and Spock sensed all their little Vulcan mind ghosts.
They're going to try to look more into that, though, right? To figure out what to do.
Spock says, "Look, the Intrepid would have tried all of these things." Right?
Yeah.
But then Kirk is like, maybe not, because what if it's an illogical thing that would solve it, because going forward to go backwards isn't logical. And ultimately, as Spock says, Scotty wants to use as much power as they can to get out of there. Kirk suggests one big push, right?
Yeah.
And Scotty's like, but I'll save some power for the shields just in case. And Spock says, look, if we don't get out of here with that big push, the shields are going to be fucking worthless. It's just going to prolong our demise. And it's like, you're such a joyful treat, Spock. Oh, here we go. Captain, the Intrepid would have done all these things too, and yet they were destroyed.
Oh
well, they may have not done all these things.
Yeah, and they're both, this is how, tough the situation is, and that they're trying to compare, again, their situation to the Intrepid. And that Spock's kind of, I don't know, I guess he's being a Debbie Downer, but he's just kind of looking at it logically of like, hey, if we're going to do the same thing, we're going to end up dying.
Plus, it's interesting that Spock says the feeling that the Vulcans on the Intrepid were feeling as they died was
more confusion.
They were astonished, is what he says. Because
rather than scared.
Yeah, their logic would not have permitted them to understand what was killing them or that they were dying. Very interesting. Vulcans. Oh, and he says a touch of death. What do you think they felt?
And this is Kirk talking to Spock.
Yeah, touch of death.
That's really freaky, though, to just say like they were more paralyzed at the fact that they didn't know what killed them rather than the fact that they died.
Yes.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Right?
It just kind of seems freaky as all.
And then Kirk is bracing the ship. They're going to do one big forward thrust with the engines and to try to back them out. And I think since we're only 21 minutes into the episode, I think we all know how this is going to go. They don't quite make it, but let's see what happens.
Course.
Oh, they're all getting ready.
Yeah, and a lot of this is what is it? This is a lot of creativity to them from just flopping
they shake the camera around because
flailing around.
They do all these effects by moving the camera.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The set isn't shaking. You see?
No, of course not.
And now they've got
it's all on a track, Adam.
Now they've got about 2 hours left. It didn't work.
No, they lost more power by doing that.
Right.
But Spock says, well, I feel like we woke something up. I think something found us.
And then you see the astonished looks of everybody and Chekhov looks disgusted. And then we see what's on the view screen.
It's kind of like the peak.
And there it is. Some of the best art we've had so far in the series.
It's remastered too.
It's the big space amoeba, and it kind of looks like a goldfish with like a big eye for the nucleus.
Yeah.
Nucleus. The nucleus. And when they zoom in a little bit on it, you can see how they did the effect is they had like sand suspended in water, and then they just cut the outline of the fish thing. Awesome shit. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it looks like an animal cell.
Yeah, and so they're definitely, that thing is definitely the source of the energy drain, and then they're like, hey, let's send in a fucking probe. You're just going to get the feedback again. And they're all waiting for it. Oh, and then the probe hits and it gets mad.
Still in contact with the probe.
The data is being relayed from the probe. Oh, they actually get their readings this time. So it's an 11,000 mile long, that's about 2,000 to 3,000 miles wide amoeba thing. And the outer layer is studded with space debris and waste,
which is all the ships,
everything from the galaxy that it destroyed.
Oh God!
The interior consists of protoplasm, varying from a firmer gelatinous layer to a semi-fluid central mass. Also kind of disgusting. So
sounds like a dessert.
Condition living.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. Of course, they gotta. What is it? They gotta respect all forms of life,
Yeah, but they realized that
blow it up.
Well, so I feel like we've been here before, right? Remember Commodore Decker?
What's the other one? Yeah.
And the big space worm.
Oh yeah.
Really feels like this is a kind of a double beat. It's kind of like it bumps with that because.
But this one feels a lot scarier,
right?
Yeah,
I agree because in that other one, the Enterprise wasn't surrounded by the zone of darkness.
Pretty cursed too, though, because that captain is like, I sent Decker. He's like, I sent all 400 of my crewmates to this planet, and they blew up because my transporter was broken.
No, he transported them to the planet.
Well, yeah, but then he couldn't bring them back. That's what he's saying. Yeah, it's like that sucks.
And then they got sploded. So. Basically, they then cut to a commercial.
Freaked out,
and then it comes back, and they're saying it's basically an amoeba. It can reproduce, it can breathe, it can eat,
maybe like Bones and Spock are talking with Kirk about what the hell this thing is, and Spock brings up, well, and maybe it's draining energy from us, and that's how it's able to get bigger and live. And that it's just draining things of energy, and whatever it could be.
And this is where Spock says this unknown life form is invading our galaxy like a virus. And that brings up some interesting shit because they're suggesting that it's from outside of this space.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would be a huge deal. Like, they don't even really talk about how big of a deal that is because they don't get it yet in sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, like something coming from outside is fucking huge. Like there's a whole thing in Discovery about it.
Yeah.
And so they have to figure out how to get away from the thing and then also a bigger problem is, I don't know if they've found it yet, but the thing's going to reproduce. So maybe we'll get to that shortly, but then Bones says, it's going to reproduce, and then that one's going to reproduce. And this is where a conflict between Bones and Spock comes in. Because Bones is like, got a hard-on to go explore the amoeba. He's like, I could learn so much about science. Oh, man, the readings I could get, the tests I could do. Oh, goddamn. Oh.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and Spock is just like, we need to live. We need to get out of here.
So what?
It kind of flipped.
Basically, Bones and Spock both want to be the person that goes and does this thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then Kirk says, congratulations, Kirk says, I'm sorry, Mr. Spock. And Bones says, all right, I'll go get the equipment ready since I'm the one that's going. And Kirk says, no, I meant psych.
Sorry.
I meant sorry that
to do it.
You're going to go die, Spock.
Yeah, it just seems so, I don't know. It's all just I was on the edge of my seat, just kind of creeped out.
Right? It's good. Very tense.
It is really good.
They revisit that classic.
And they keep arguing about, like, what the fuck this thing is. And, like, they're just going to go in, I guess. It reminds me of V'ger in that whole sequence with in Star Trek 1.
Yeah. Star Trek, the motion picture. Agreed. And this is where there's so much good acting between Bones and Spock and Kirk in this, and then Kirk eventually decides to send Spock because he's got the science and
he's the first officer.
Yeah, he's the first officer. I don't know, but he doesn't really justify it, but I would send Spock too because he's logical and he's got inhuman strength.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
He's more like, if there's a problem in his ship, he could just hold his breath or whatever fucking Vulcan thing he could do.
That's true. Yeah, I'll figure it out though because he's Spock, the best.
Yeah, he says Spock is best qualified to go.
Yeah, plus the way you set Bones up kind of just, led the audience to perceive as, he is kind of a dingus. Oh, and it's funny, too, because as they're both walking out, right?
Bones and Spock as they're going, because Bones is going to go get the equipment ready for Spock's trip. And
they're both just kind of like, I don't know, kind of a brotherly thing where they're like, well, I mean, you're really, they're both on each other's case about what's it called? I don't know how to.
Bones is like, you're determined to not let me share in this, aren't you? It's like, Bones, fucking get over it, dude.
Yeah,
you're all the same crew. He's gonna go get the data for you.
Yeah,
it's
that
fine.
too.
When has Bones ever been this excited about wanting to do fucking anything, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Especially in space. It's just like hard to describe. It's like coming off as like a little whiny brother, and then Spock's like the older brother, like, hey, like, relax. Like,
well, Spock says this is not a competition.
I'll be back anyways. Like, this is, this is for the matter of science and getting us the hell out of here too.
Yeah, Spock says this is not a competition, Doctor. Whether you understand it or not, grant me my own kind of dignity. And Bones says, Vulcan dignity? How can I grant you what I don't understand?
Jesus.
And Spock says, then employ one of your own superstitions. Wish me luck.
Oh.
Boom! Fucking
yeah, that was a good
Spock's
one.
dropping. Oh, and then they cut back and forth. That's crazy. They
Yeah,
just cut back and forth between Bones and Spock's faces with no fucking dialogue,
Bones
six times.
Yeah, Bones doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Oh, he's not gonna. Oh, he
doesn't.
No wish him luck. And then later he says, "I should have
leave.
wished him luck."
No, he doesn't say that. Spock says that.
You should have wished me luck, Doctor.
He says you should have wished me luck. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get out of here.
So Spock
that part's crazy too.
In the shuttlecraft, taking off. He's gonna fly to the thing. Oh, we're talking more about estimating penetration. They really got to penetrate the zone.
This is now a manned probe, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a manned probe that's going to penetrate the semi-gelatinous zone. The penetration of the semi-gelatinous zone in 18.3 seconds. Cool. So basically Spock starts doing his tests, and
the shots are so nice,
right?
Too.
From when Spock is in
space,
when Spock is in the shuttle, and the red that's around him and coming through the viewers. So basically, Spock turns his life support way down so that he can use as much energy as he can for the shields and for scanning. Right. And so he's saying he's got to. This is where he finds out that the thing has enough stored energy to multiply or to reproduce. So now they've got a galaxy destroying thing that's going to reproduce. And Chekhov's analyzing some telemetry that's coming in from Spock. And wow, what a great shot. At 35 minutes in, you get just an awesome fucking shot. Here it is, 40 chromosomes in the nucleus that are ready to come together and reproduce. If the energy of that organism doubles, we're dead, and everything within a light year will be defenseless.
Yeah, it's doing mitosis or some shit.
Yeah, it's doing a bunch of stuff I don't remember from 7th grade life science. Or I guess
biology class here. Splitting its cells.
So let's see. They're worried about Spock.
Chromosomes.
And they're trying to, let's see here. See, just within
they're just peering out and just worried about Spock in general, that they just sent him after the fact, but
so Spock communicates with them. What this is going to end up being, I think, the last time that they communicate with him until they get a very faint signal later,
right?
And sounds like he's got it figured out.
Yes.
He's like, to kill the thing, you've got membrane
about 6 times,
sir, relatively insensitive.
Yeah,
and so they don't know what he's saying.
But you got to be real careful with the...
Could destroy the organism.
Don't use too much, because...
And then he says, Doctor, tell Dr. McCoy he should have wished me luck.
So tense.
Yeah.
And then McCoy just has that really, I feel like shit look on his face.
So
it's great, though.
What they got from Spock is Kirk says we can destroy the organism, but we can do it from inside of it.
Yes.
And he said Spock clearly has it figured out. So they're just talking about how this isn't intelligent.
Oh, yes, this is my favorite part of the episode.
When they're having the moral conundrum of what to do with it. So it's not intelligent, it's an invading body, and it's going to destroy everything. So they have to kill it. That's what they decide.
He's like, look, the cells, though, or Kirk is talking to Bones, and Kirk says, well, look, how many cells are there in the human body? Like millions, right? And Bones is like, well, Kirk, this fucking cell's 11,000 miles long. And he goes, yeah, I mean, if it reproduces enough, like, it'll just take over, obviously. But then he goes, but who's to say that, like, we're not the ones in the way of its space?
Fascinating.
Like, why don't are we the ones, like, stopping this from evolving?
And then in the end, they decide, we will destroy it.
Fuck that.
And Bones has a great line. He says, here we are, antibodies of our own galaxy, attacking an invading germ.
If that was our sole destiny, wouldn't it? I feel like they're kind of just saying, too, like, oh, this is another peak of humanity of being into, like, what's it called? Into the void of, like... Are we the invaders of our own planet?
Or just, are we the...
universe, excuse me?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, it's kind of like what is that called? It's a Twilight Zone episode. And there's this chick, and it's like all black and white. But she's walking around this cabin, and there's like all these little noises and like shit falling down and stuff. And she thinks it's rats. But like they're aliens and they're making a bunch of noises, and she's like, what the hell's going on? And and like the big reveal at the end is that it's just dudes in like regular spacesuits, and it's like they look just like human beings, but they're really small. So it's like that whole weird theory of like,
yes,
would we be the ones eventually to invade something like that?
Was that the one where it's like a giant primitive country woman?
Yeah, and she's like in a cabin.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's two aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
fucking.
And that's
Twilight
what that
Zone.
Totally reminded me of.
Twilight Zone comes through, and here's where Kirk has
being
his
like, "Are we invading that? Are we the invaders?"
No. Then they decide, no, we've been here. Look at this thing. We've never seen this thing. Get the fuck out of here.
11,000 miles long.
We don't like big things that kill billions of people, motherfucker.
Yeah, that too. It's just covered in space debris.
While Kirk and Bones are talking, Bones says antibodies, and that triggers Kirk says antibodies.
Of course.
So then he says, Scotty, why don't you just cut the engines? What would happen if you cut the engines, save some impulse power, and put every other bit of power you got into the shields? And Scotty says we'd be sucked into that thing. And like being caught in a wind tunnel, sir. And Kirk says, exactly. Prepare to divert power on my signal.
What? And yeah, oh my gosh, it's...
Oh, and then Bones is scanning Kirk because he thinks he's fucking crazy. He's like, between the stimulants and the pressure, you might be making some wacky decisions, bruv.
Well, yeah, I mean, at this point, they would try anything, just to get out of there. Maybe going all in is them doing the opposite of what's expected.
Well,
like they're falling into the thing, right? Is that what they're saying?
No, he's saying that they're going to cut power and get sucked into it and then destroy it from the inside.
With the shields, right?
I don't know. I'm excited to be reminded as to how that actually happens. But what I want to say now is one thing we have to remember is they were going to R&R. Right? So Bones is like, Kirk, between the stimulants and the pressure, I suggest you get off your feet for a few minutes. And Kirk is like, dude, I don't have a few minutes. What the fuck are you? Bones, we're being sucked into a fucking space fish amoeba, dude.
He's very casual. 1 minute he's like survival, and the next minute he's R&R-ing.
It's just, I get the vibe that Bones could just fall over dead at any moment, and he would not give one fuck. Like, he doesn't want to die, but he is just over it. He's like, whatever.
He's been through enough. There's been a season and a half of this shit. He's done.
So they're going into the body of the organism rather abruptly. Damage control parties stand by.
And they're like, all right, get ready for another collision. So now the fucking Enterprise is going into the cell.
They're going into the cell. They're getting sucked in. Great remastered effects of the ship being sucked into the amoeba.
Yeah.
As usual. Oh my gosh.
Flip.
So Uhura has some great crisis acting in the background as everything's bouncing around. And one crew member actually did a flip. Like some of the best shaking the camera running around we've seen on the show yet.
Like flips with it and he throws his upper body and like chucks his hip over it.
And then they're just inside the thing. And now what are they going to do?
They are now committed.
And he says, but what? We're committed to what?
Committed to what?
And then Scotty still doesn't know. He's saying, like, what are we going to do? If we set off, if we can't shoot phasers because we'll be cooked in the protoplasm.
And it eats it.
And then, so here we go. Scotty. Oh, Scotty.
What was it? Yeah, they're just still trying to figure out what Spock was telling them.
Yep.
So then Kirk says we'll use antimatter.
Because when they go backwards, they go forward. When they go forward, they go backwards. We'll use antimatter because it's clearly a positive charge. And you send the antimatter out in a probe. And Scotty says, we'll need a magic bottle for the charge. And so they're figuring out how to do that. They're going to fly right up to the amoeba, point blank range, shoot the fucking probe right into the center of it. And then they're going to ride the eddies of the protoplasm out.
Yeah.
Seems fine.
That sounds crazy.
And they just assume they're basically acting like Spock is dead at this point. And then Spock reaches out. Spock is sending them a transmission, or he's recording his final log.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I have noted the passage of the Enterprise into... passage of the Enterprise on its way to whatever awaits it. And then he says, and since I'm dying, if this record should survive me, I want to say that all of my crew members did a good job.
Fuck you, Bones.
I wish it be known that I bequeath my highest commendation and testimonial to the captain, officers, and crew of the Enterprise. And fuck you, McCoy. So basically, then it cuts to Kirk doing the exact same thing. Kirk's on the bridge saying, if we don't make it out, recommend commendations for the following personnel. Scotty, Spock, Bones, Chekhov, Uhura.
Recommend my highest commendation.
Ensign Kyle. Yeah, give him the highest commendation as they melt.
Yeah, it was like they're just doing this on the bridge, like while they're right there sitting next to them. Like,
yeah, like Chekhov is like,
death log?
You're giving me my death award now?
Yeah, right.
And then this is what's so crazy. We're gonna kind of hurry up. So they blow the nucleus up. They ride the waves out, and on their way out, they get a fucking transmission from Spock. Even though they have no power, they use what little power they have. They're going to use a tractor beam
to like scoop him up and get him out of there.
And they're communicating with Spock, and Spock says, "Don't do it. Don't save me." And Bones says, "God damn it, Spock, we're going to fucking save you." And Spock says, "Well, thank you, Captain McCoy.
Yeah, and Kirk's like, oh, well, yeah, you heard him.
Yeah, and
we're grabbing you.
And they save him, and it's over, and they destroy.
Oh, and they use the shit out of that shot of, what is it called? Of the, that ship coming back in. They use like
the shuttle.
Yeah,
shuttle.
They've
got that remastered shuttle shot of it coming in. And, they reuse that landing thing a bunch. I love it.
Oh, and then as soon as they see the stars, it's such a big relief.
Yeah, they can see the stars again. They're not in the zone of darkness with their creeping paralysis and their zone penetrations. And there's so much more bouncing around. Oh, and fucking McCoy did a good falling on his ass there when in the final explosion. But here's the thing. They say, shuttlecraft Enterprise, are you alive? They say, obviously. And then Kirk just says, well, off to R&R. And it's bookended because Kirk says the same thing at the end that he says at the beginning. He says, I look forward to sitting on a beach or some planet, some beautiful planet. But at the end, he's looking at like a hot lady on the bridge when he does it, the lady that brought him some paperwork to sign, to a nice period of rest and relaxation on some lovely planet. I don't know why it's so funny how he says planet there at the end. And that's it. Executive producer Gene Roddenberry.
Jeez.
That's the immunity syndrome.
It reminds me of like the whole traumatic phase of watching a woman get hit by a car and then going back from that time. It was, the one where they go through the coral thing of the depression and just being like, okay, let's go home.
At the end, they're like, well, so she's dead.
Yeah, or I was like, what happened? Nothing. We're going.
Nothing. Everything. Shit sucks.
You were gone for like 5 minutes.
So let's talk about the episode for a minute. I liked it. One thing some loose ends, I thought, they never really explain how the amoeba thing ate a whole star system. Like, it sucked in the energy. It seemed like it took a while to do that to the Enterprise. So, like, for it to eat a whole billions of many planets, it just felt like, and I know they did a good job saying that it's covered in debris and all that. So
maybe it's something so powerful or so amazing that like people just got mesmerized.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like you said, it's happened before of people just dying or the systems or galaxies just being missing and gone. And it's like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a Star Trek series of Star Trek disasters and it's like all those stuff prior to right? But no, prior to the Enterprise showing up, because a lot of shit happens to people before the Enterprise shows up, right?
I think it would be Oh yes, yeah. I think it would be really interesting to show what happens to the people before, like, because Lower Decks does the second contact,
right?
So it would be interesting to see like a weekly look at from the perspective of the people on the planet in crisis, and then
that's kind of like that was kind of like, what is it called? The new Predator?
A little bit, yeah.
With the Native American lady.
Oh, yeah, Prey.
Or Prey, yeah. And then she's like hunting for something and then it floats in the air and like snaps in two. And she's like, what the fuck?
That movie was so fucking good.
Yeah, that movie was spectacular.
I hate that it didn't get like a theatrical release because...
but then
I'm hoping the sequel does, but I don't know.
Anyways,
so
Space Amoeba.
Kirk's super frustrated that the science team doesn't have shit for him.
I love those gags.
They take a lot of stimulants. That's cool. And like, so everyone was passing out because the amoeba is taking their power and the power of the ship. But then I remembered, Spock explains that as they get closer to the thing, it grows stronger and they and the ship grow weaker. So it's a very interesting, like, push and pull. And
literal.
It's a virus, right? It makes them all tired and irritable and shit, just like COVID did.
Yeah, and
like everybody on the ship got COVID. Oh yeah, but we didn't get stimulants for our COVID.
That's true.
So that's what I liked it a lot. I thought it was a great episode. Anytime they get that like John Carpenter heartbeat, boom, 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 music in the background, I fucking love it.
Looking back on this is now like the third time I've seen the episode. you just see so much arguing and stuff too, and just constant of
so
what
much
is
tension.
this? What is this? What do we do? And Kirk's like, we know what is it not? Why don't we start there? Like, fuck this.
Kirk,
it's so awful.
There is a scene in this episode where Kirk, high out of his mind on stimulants, has to decide which of his two best friends is going to go to their death.
And see this, like, go to their death.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. I know they were expecting to not grab Spock, and it was just happenstance
he was
that, like,
done. Spock
on their
was
way.
Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Hey, might as well grab him.
Yeah, right. I think I don't know, where the episode shines is obviously, like I said at the beginning, the tension. It was scary. You didn't know what it was. I love in sci-fi when it's like they just crank it to 11 instead of like, what is that? You know, because obviously anything's possible in space. And it's just freaky when it's something that it kind of looks familiar, but it's too big or it's too small. Or it's that whole analogy of Kirk being like, well, aren't we destroying this? Like, what if this is the new form of life? It's just in the way.
They do a pretty good job of saying, like, nah, it's a virus. Like, viruses are bad. We don't like viruses.
We're projecting it.
Even in the 60s. So,
well, I mean, all the billions of people that died, obviously, yeah, that would be pretty rude to just be like, whatever.
Well, and the fact that it's going to multiply and kill everybody in the fucking universe.
Oh, yeah, but how out of 5, though, how many space
I give
amoebas?
this 4.5 space amoebas because they reused my favorite soundtrack. There's great tension between Bones and Spock. They're all on drugs. I like it when all the Enterprise is on drugs at the same time. That's always fun. Loopy. And it's just so relatable because that's how I get when I'm sick.
Yeah, people get, on edge. This whole episode was.
What about you? How many space amoebas?
I would probably agree. Yeah, 4.5, 4 to 4.5.
4.25 space amoebas from Al.
4.25.
And that is what we thought of the immunity syndrome. This is the part of the episode where we recommend some shit that we're either watching. It's not necessarily Star Trek related. I am going to go first because I have a big recommendation for Mario RPG, the remaster. If you liked Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo, you're going to fucking love this. It's a much better version of the game all around. The graphics are adorable and smooth and great. It really captures the turn-based, like Squaresoft RPGs of the time, like the RPGs of the time. Like It's like Final Fantasy Light. System. It's like Final Fantasy Light, but with Mario characters.
Yeah, and the color palette I noticed immediately was the other one, Super Mario Wonder, right?
Yeah, it looks a lot like the colors from... Yeah,
that's like what they use so well. That's where Nintendo's smart, you know?
Well, that's what made that was the big difference.
All in Office, right?
that was the big difference between this when people were like the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, right?
Yeah.
The big difference was the Super Nintendo had more colors. Like the Genesis looked dark green and gray, like all the game, but the Super Nintendo had a different color. They had a wider color palette, and even though they're both 16-bit systems, Nintendo used that shit to do the art of the video game.
Well, that's how it's always been, you know. Like Atari was king with Pong and all those simple ass games, but then someone was like, "What if we just like colored in these pixels and like made a story?" And people were like, "You're a fucking idiot." And then like obviously Super Mario ended up being the biggest thing ever, you know?
Yeah. ...
Oh yeah, speaking of crazy news, actually, Steamboat Willie's like now public domain.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. So I'm going to talk about this for a minute because I follow a lot of artists on Facebook
what
and shit.
What ended up happening though?
So, well, Steam, you like,
it's
so
like,
people,
hold on. Isn't it like,
so no, it's just, so people could always have done parodies of Steamboat Willie. Right. Parody law, like all these people are like, Steamboat Willie is public domain now, so I can draw Steamboat Willie fucking a cow. It's like, always could have done that. Yeah. That's parody. No, that's legal. That's always been legal. That's parody.
It's like selling it, though,
yes,
right?
You could now sell
it.
I could print DVDs of Steamboat Willie and sell them for $10. That's what public domain means.
Right.
Like, yeah,
that's what I was saying.
just no, you get it.
Yeah,
but it's just frustrating because a lot of people were like, "Ooh, Steamboat Willie's public domain now. People are gonna have draw pictures of Steamboat Willie being a murderer." It's like you always could have done that.
Yeah, no, and it's also like. Well, the funny prank was there's a YouTuber I follow, Dolan Dank. He makes like a bunch of funny memes or whatever. And he goes, "Hey, look at this cool video I made." And it's just like the whole Steamboat Willie movie.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, right?
He gets it. Yes.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. But it's like, I wonder where that's going to go selling wise and all that. But anyways, let's see what I would
Well, they have somebody already had produced a horror movie about Steamboat Willie killing people. But the only thing is now that they were waiting for it because now they can actually use the footage of the original cartoon in the movie. What's your recommendation for this week in January?
January, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess I recently started. I mean, speaking of remakes, I was just doing a Final Fantasy VII remake. That battle system is fucking wild, dude.
I haven't played it.
Because it's like they meshed Kingdom Hearts with like a bit of like still potions and abilities and shit. But then you gotta wait to use the abilities. But then you're kind of like a glass cannon. It's a lot of dodging and a lot of blocking.
I haven't played Final Fantasy VII.
It's not like a your turn, my turn kind of deal.
I haven't played Final Fantasy VII since the PlayStation. I didn't play any of the I didn't play the re-release when it came out for like PlayStation 2 or whatever. And I didn't play this new remaster yet. I'm gonna do all that stuff when I get a PS5.
Yeah,
I want to wait.
You're gonna wait.
Get a PS5, then I'll do that and Spider-Man and all that.
The Spider-Man stuff's crazy. I heard Wolverine got leaked too, and I heard that was delayed more.
Yeah, it's Wolverine is gonna be like Spider-Man, but with Wolverine, it's the same. It's Insomniac or whatever.
Yeah. I wonder how you do that. I mean, just like have them hop around, go to Canada, drive cars.
Yeah, give him a motorcycle.
Have the flashback episodes of him in the fucking lab.
Just have it be like cool. Grand Theft Auto, but you're Wolverine doing missions. Like
they just go to Rockstar and they're like, "Hey, can we just like mod your game?"
Yeah. So there you go. You've got a couple of SquareSoft games to Super Mario RPG. And so next week we will be talking about A Private Little War.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting episode.
Oh, my gosh. That's right. This one's like, this one's kind of a switch up compared to this last episode of Immunity.
I don't think I'm going to give, I don't think I'm going to give A Private Little War a 4.5 leather vests or whatever we use for the rating.
We've hit another peak with Immunity Syndrome, I feel.
But one thing that I will say you get from A Private Little War is the introduction of the Mugato, the monster with the horn and the white fur. So that is it. Thanks so much for coming out, for listening to Trek in the Valley. I don't think we forgot anything. We rated the episode. We did all the intro stuff. Wow, nailed it.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, so just listen to the bumper and do all the stuff. And thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
Hey, have a great 2024.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam, mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.